Welcome. I'm very pleased and excited to welcome everyone to the second edition of Noted, the Greeting Card Expo, and the very first virtual edition. Thanks for joining the Noted community. I'm George White, current president of the Greeting Card Association, the GCA, and he's John Smythe. John and I are co-chairs of Noted. Noted was born back in 2018 when the National Stationery Show was canceled. Several of us, notably John and myself, who were the loudest about it, really believed in the importance of an annual gathering of our community. So the GCA pushed forward with the Noted concept, a volunteer-run and organized event for our community. Truly different from any other trade show, so much so that more than just a trade show became a motto and guiding principle. After a strong launch in Brooklyn in 2019, where makers got used to the fact that this was our event, we had to cancel plans for Noted 2020 in San Francisco. We've had tremendous support to make Noted 2021 a successful virtual event, including a very active Noted committee. In addition to John, I want to particularly thank Kate Murray, Christy Asper, and Brad from Imaginating, as well as Corey from the GCA staff team for all their help. In addition to a robust platform with more than 70 exhibiting members, we have a new selling portal, the GCA Marketplace, powered by Brandwise, through which retailers can fill all their greeting card needs. We have 4 pitch programs for retailers to view over the next 2 days, including one featuring new makers, one featuring makers of color, one featuring makers pitching to key accounts, and one featuring more experienced makers pitching to specialty independent accounts.
We hope the pitch programs are not only a great resource for you to bring new product in your store, but a way to continue our mission to increase diversity in our community. Thank you to Hallmark, American Greetings, and Designer Greetings for their support in that mission and assisting 14 amazing companies in the new makers and the makers of color pitch programs, not only to pitch their lines, but also to exhibit at Noted. Also, thank you to the retailers and sales reps who heard all the pitches, standing in for all of you who will be watching online, asking questions and providing feedback. Noted this year has keynote speakers, interviews, virtual happy hours, and so many other ways to connect, even though we can't get together in person.
We also have a new partnership with Jewel, and their showcase platform provides a new way for retailers and manufacturers interested in licensing artwork to do just that. It's such a great synergy with greeting cards, and we are so happy to have made this partnership work. Retailers and sales reps, please make sure to take the time to visit makers, take in some programs, and most importantly, provide feedback for how we can continue to make Noted better. We so believe in our greeting card community and believe Noted is an integral part of bringing us together, and that when 2 or more members of our community are gathered together, good things happen. But that's enough from us. John, let's get to the good stuff. Noted at Noted.
All right, so let's kick off this year's awards. This year, we had close to 200 entries from dozens of makers across 10 categories. Our distinguished panel narrowed down 3 finalists in each category and selected a winner in each. A huge thank you to everyone who submitted entries for these awards, to Sheriff Schwartz for all the time and effort that you put in coordinating, and a special thank you to our judges dedicating so much time to review this year's entries and select the winners. We couldn't do it without your support. Our esteemed panel has some old and new faces from last year, but they're all influencers in our community. I am pleased to introduce Dan Kotlier, Daniel Richards Showroom, Archer Paper, and the Daniel Richards Rep Group, Chandra Greer, owner of Greer, Chicago. Please don't forget to watch my Zoom sit down with Chandra as part of Noted tomorrow. Sarah Schwartz, editor of the Paper Chronicles and the Paper Nerd, and the lead card slinger of Noted. Chelsea Sluvoke of Sugar Paper, maker of beautiful greeting cards and owner of 2 LA-based retail stores, and Audrey Woolen, Urbanic Paper Boutique in Venice, California. Thank you all for taking part in Noted at Noted.
Indeed, thank you judges and to Sarah for making Noted such a terrific introduction to Noted. This year we had 10 categories: Best Color Combo Card, Best New Product Line, Best Tearjerker, Best Use of Profanity Card. I should make a mistake here and then curse. Most Beautiful Card, Best Corona Card, Snarkiest Card, Best No Occasion Just Because Card, Best Card from a Rookie Newbie, and in expanding the awards to a greater part of the community, Best Greeting Card Wall of Display. Now let's hand it over to Sarah Schwartz, editor of Stationery Trends and the world's leading paper nerd. Sarah, take it away.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Noted at Noted Awards. Over the years, when I have written about stationery in Stationery Trends and the Paper Nerd, I always referred to the stationery and greeting card market as quote unquote the industry. But over the past year or so, I have begun to recognize us all as a community. It's a fine distinction, but an important one, I think. After all, an industry is all about commerce and a community is all about people. What is a community? Well, I have known some of you here longer than my husband, far longer, in fact. I count so many of you here as wonderful friends. And I know that if I had the chance to get acquainted with the rest of you, you would all be my friends too, since we already have a lot in common. That's a community, and it's something I didn't really appreciate until coronavirus. So the really amazing thing about Noted is that it was founded by us, for us, not as a revenue stream, but as a way for us to gather. It is truly all about our community. And when it comes to our community, we're a little different than everyone else. We tend to be a bit more introspective, creative, articulate, visual, and thank goodness, quirky. Everyone sitting here is special in that we help connect people we have never met during life's highs and lows. We have helped people celebrate the good and helped people navigate hardship and heartache. When you don't know what to say to someone, a card can do the emotional heavy lifting and help get that conversation started. These product awards were born just as COVID-19 was coming onto the scene, and its dark shadow was evident in most of the entries. For that reason, I found every last one compelling. So while we are about to run through the finalists and winners, I can't, excuse me, go any further without tipping my hat to the 194 entries and all the carefully considered thought that went into every last one. All of you have risen to this challenge brought on by 2020 and 2021, and you all amaze me. So with all that said, let's get to the awards. In addition to being a paper nerd, I am also something of a color nerd. So this category, Best Color Combo, has truly captured my heart. Let's meet the finalists. I absolutely love that they are all very young ranges with a really, really fresh grasp on the power of color. First up, we have 2021 Co. This two-woman outfit was a discovery at the Summer Market of New York Now. Blood orange is pretty testy color, not something you would think of as necessarily suited to Mother's Day, but paired with shades of coral, pink, green, and baby blue, and accessorized with white lettering and a craft envelope. This is something else. Next up, we have Girl with Knife. Now, the girl with the knife is Alicia Castaldi, who I'm pretty sure is depicted here in her Palm Springs pool. In one of my more astute moments, I named Alicia as a 2020 Stationery Trends designer to watch, and she went on to win 2 awards in this competition last year, and this year she's nominated for 4. To me, this is something of a sun-drenched fantasy palette. What's not to love there? And rounding out this trio is Seedlings. This design is from their artist, Margaret Jean Wilkie. That cobalt, orange, white, pink, and sage depicts very textural flowers accented with gold foil, and since it is paired with a plantable seed paper envelope, it's actually the gift of flowers as well. And the winner is Seedlings. Congratulations, and be sure to see more plantable treasures in their booth. Up next, I'd like to introduce Audrey Woolen from Urbanic Paper Boutique, one of our judges for this year's competition. Audrey is going to announce the winners of Best New Product Line and Best Tearjerker. Audrey's going to start with Best New Product Line, so I'll let her take it away.
Hi, happy to be here and showing you a little bit more about the best new product lines that are up for award at Noted. The first collection that we have is E. Francis Paper that launched a brand new line of these adorable, uplifting postcards, printed front and back. Whimsical, happy designs to lift spirits. Love is in the air, love, 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 happy faces. Lots of good encouraging words, especially after a tough year that we've had. Next up is Fresh Cut Paper, which is actually a card that is a bouquet of flowers, which you can actually mail in a mailing envelope, and the recipient will get a paper bundle of flowers. There's even a little enclosure card to go with it to write your own sentiment. And next up is Licky Fund Paper, and they've got this gorgeous, gorgeous line of prints. They're cards, but they could also be prints. I would easily put this on my wall. And basically, the concept here is bringing beauty and life to the mundane things in each day. The toaster is one of my favorites. I would absolutely be carrying this at Urbanic. The phone, so good. And the winner is Licky Fund. Congratulations. Next up, I'm going to show you the finalists for the best tearjerker card. We have 4 finalists in this category. First up, Bell & Union. May all of the beautiful memories carry you through. It's a thick, luxurious cotton card that's torn and layered on top of another piece of paper. It's very, very subtle but meaningful statement, and it carries a lot of emotion in such a simple design. Next up, Paper Baristas. Home is the nicest word there is, by Laura Ingalls Wilder. It's a quote with a simple line drawing of 2 hands holding one another. It's on like a beautiful neutral color paper. It could be used as a sentiment sent in the mail with this charcoal envelope, but it's also something beautiful that could be framed as a print in the home. Next up, Wolf and Wren Press. It's a constellation art print with a constellation going, the night sky on the front and the back. The card says, "I wish I could ease your heavy heart. I'm so sorry for your loss." The constellation forms a heart around the hand lettering, and there's something about it that's just so simply stated and to the point. Comes with a craft paper envelope. Finally, Up with Paper. A new chapter unfolds. It's like a book, but when you open the card, this beautiful little landscape of a forest pops up, creating a brand new life. The chance for a brand new chapter and optimism. And the winner is Up with Paper. Congratulations.
Congratulations to our winners. And thank you, Sarah and Audrey, so much for taking all that time to judge these great cards. Make sure to check out Licky Fund Paper and Up with Paper Luxe at Noted tomorrow. Up next, I'd like to introduce Chandra Greer from Greer, Chicago, one of our judges for this year's competition. Chandra is going to announce the winners of Best Use of Profanity and Most Beautiful Card.
I'm very excited to announce this category, these 2 categories, because profanity and beauty are right in my wheelhouse. And first entry in the profanity category that we judged was, I hope you can see it. It says, "Everyone can F off except you," which I love for its sort of misanthropic message, because I think that'll appeal to a lot of people. And also that it seems kind of appropriate for this time spent away from everybody. And then we have Umlaut Brooklyn. And this card reads, is it for fuck's sake or for fuck's sake with a apostrophe? It's for business letters, so it has to look professional. And this made me laugh out loud, which I used as a criteria for judging this category. And then finally, we have fuck anyone who doesn't like you. Wow, that's a lot of sex. And that definitely made me burst into laughter. And the winner of this category is everyone can fuck off except you. Congratulations, girl with knife. Great. So this next category is most beautiful card. And first we have girl with knife, who demonstrates that she can go from the profane to the beautiful. I absolutely love the roses illustration on this card. It's just detailed, but a little bit abstract. It's just beautifully done. And next up is seedlings. And this is a stunning card. The use of color is magnificent. The illustration is great. I love the gilt accents, and the plantable envelope is a major bonus. And finally, we have Up with Paper Luxe. This is a pop-up card, and it's an orchid that I could personally actually keep alive, probably. And inside, it's just a magnificent little greenhouse, I guess. I think this would make a huge impact receiving this in the mailbox. And our winner is Seedlings and their gorgeous work. Congratulations.
Congratulations to our winners, and thank you so much, Chandra, for your time judging. Please make sure to check out Seedlings at Noted tomorrow. So we are halfway through, and we're going to take a few minutes to chat with some of our judges. Just let them know, and let us know what they saw, how they found it to judge, getting these cards that are so new this year, and how those might fit into their stores. So I'm going to hand it over to Sarah Schwartz to lead this discussion.
Hi, everyone. Again, thank you again for judging. It was a lot. 194 entries there was just so much great design and sentiment there. And as I was going through them, I definitely know what I like and what I think succeeds. But I was really curious as to what the other judges were thinking. So I would love to get some of your feedback about what jumped out at you, what you thought would might sell in your stores, or speak to like what your customers are asking for.
Sure. Well, I mean, I had a similar thought, Sarah, when I was going through. I was looking at so many interesting different perspectives, and we buy a very specific look and feel for sugar paper. And so I was looking at what do I like versus what would we buy, but that's not how I judged the competition. I judged it solely on what I thought was wonderful in each category. I did make a separate stack of things that I wanted to maybe save to add to the store that are a good fit. So I do think there are two different lenses when you're looking at people's work. One is the art and the talent. The other is, as a buyer, how does this fit with my assortment? And I think all of us were in different places. I'm in LA and have a very specific vibe at Sugar Paper. So we're looking at how we're buying through a very specific lens.
What about you, Chandra? What do you think?
Well, first of all, I had a lot of fun doing this. I love looking at greeting cards. I was telling somebody the other day that I used to be in advertising. So judging creative really quickly is something that I liked, and I guess I still like, because this was really great. I just really based my judging on whether I thought the design was great, if it was unique, and is it something that I would sell in my store? And the cards that I judged the highest were the ones that I'm gonna buy. So that's how, that was the lens that I used. And but it was just really fun to see the breadth of work, to see, I loved reading the little backstories that everybody included. Some of them were so touching that I had a little bit of a tear. Some of the inspiration was really, really personal, and sometimes came out of a hard place. And that just goes to show how people in this industry, they have such a deep emotional well, and they express that, and it helps other people do the same. And doing this actually made me really proud to be in this industry. It really did. I think we need more of that depth of feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I found it really at times like emotionally overwhelming to like read, like not just the design itself, but then you see what went into it and what their mindset was. And I just generally feel that like all of the everybody has just risen to the occasion with design, sentiment, and really outdone themselves. Like, as horrible as the events of the past year are, we're seeing like all the, we're seeing people like really pull out all the stops, which is very heartwarming. But Dan, I really want to ask you about this, because I feel like you not only have a showroom, but you have different stores, and each store has its sort of,
we buy a lot. We buy a lot of cards. We buy a lot of cards. And when it comes to the judging, I'm very structured, and I really look at the rules and the parameters that are placed on each category. I'm pretty tough. When I'm not. I am. I mean, I have to. I mean, I guess I'm also really jaded because I've been doing it for a while, but. I'm very, I follow the rules, and I'm pretty tough, and what I think is, excellent, I don't give out a lot of 10s. Let's just put it that way. But with that being said, though, the work what was submitted was fantastic. The number of cards that was also enrolled was nice as well. It was a nice number. And I did have there's some things that I have been looking at. I'm looking at right now, but there's some, I made a list, I made a pile of cards that I like, and we'll go back and we'll ask for catalogs, or we'll go down, we'll follow up on a digital catalog or anything, I'll pass this on, and we'll chase it and see if we can put it in the store for sure. Yeah, it's great. I mean, I wish there was, more time and more cards. I want to go, I want to see things. I do, I'm desperate.
I have a question for the group. Are you guys shopping digitally, or are you liking your paper catalogs these days?
I'm a huge digital shopper, Chelsea.
Okay.
And I'm a big catalog dude. I like to really look at a catalog and check it off and make notes and that kind of stuff. Also, I'm a very quick buyer too, so I know I need to work with somebody when I'm buying. I need somebody there writing the order. Or it's hard for me to do this and also put it on and do it on a computer. It takes too long. I don't like that.
It's interesting because I think we're all obviously tactile. We love the tactile part of what we do. And I agree with you, Dan. Like I have all my categories in front of me. When a deck is put in front of me, I'm quick. Yes, no. There's a process to it. Digitally, I can get the job done, but there's a different vibe to holding them. Even in this round of judging, the first round is digital. The second round, we get to actually feel the cards. And I think that part, when you hold it in your hand, I couldn't really make a final decision until I held the card and I knew the quality of what I was looking at. Right.
The second round the second round of judging was a totally different experience than the first time.
Yeah,
it just was. I mean, because all the senses are coming into play here because you have something to look at.
Absolutely, like seeing this on screen, and then this is that greetings from quarantine card.
Yeah, That's a great card.
It's a great card, and seeing it, and it does photograph very well, but there is something about seeing the risograph, I'm going to mispronounce it, in real life. And also like the trim size, like I'm really big into like, how big is this card? How does it feel in my hand? And I'm really into envelopes. I don't know what else to say.
Somehow for
Like,
me, I am able to visualize the physical piece. I don't know if that's because I've worked digitally, like from when I was 21, installing computers for Amico, but my mind really loves the digital world. So
Right.
it's rare that I order something online and get it and think, oh no, most of the time I'm like, ooh, it's even better than I thought. So,
that's awesome.
but I mean, I think that's why I think you have to do both, because people's minds work in different ways.
Mhm.
Right.
No, I mean, that's just a fact.
And Dan, are you, because I'm curious, when you're shopping, is it based on what you know will sell?
Uh, yes, but probably most of the time it's what I like.
Yeah.
It's what I like. And and of course we try and, we do all categories and all that kind of stuff, but I'm trying to think, but I think I'm mostly, I like a lot. I'm pretty generous with I love cards. So I'm very, I love more is more. And
there's this one sliver that I love that like the really snarky, I love some of those, and they just like for
right.
us, there's a line where it's like, we want to inspire, we want to put love in the world. And this one feels like, there's this one Ashcon card that I have. I love it. And it says, I like the internet version of you better.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know who you send that to.
Oh,
It feels like.
So we had that card. And
I have one. I love this card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're smart. You have to, if you're inconsistent with your brand, it's very dangerous.
Yeah, agree.
And so I think you're doing an extraordinary job. So, yeah.
Chandra, you're surprising me though today. I thought for sure you would not be able to do it digitally. You're such a tactile brand to me. Like your store is so full of tactile things. That's shocking to me.
I think maybe my role is to be a conduit between the two worlds, or,
Right.
Like we all have like our little thing that we're meant to be. And it really came into play during the pandemic because we went to all online, and we're still all online, and our sales have gone up.
That's
Right.
great.
Yeah. From
Are
when
you're not open at all?
No, and we may not reopen.
Wow.
Oh.
But to
Mhm.
offset that, like you do have a pop-up in New York, so
We
that
have that, yeah.
doesn't mean that you might not appear
Yeah.
in retail form based on opportunity.
Well, that's right. I mean, it's like a permanent space inside Wolf and Badger in Soho. So that'll always be there. We'll probably do like a few days a month. People can come in and look around and see. But I have just really found just that we've been able to just do a profound service for people who live all over this country who don't have this where they are.
Yeah.
And that has just like really touched my soul. It's somebody in Kansas in the middle of nowhere is ordering these great cards and sending little notes like, we don't have anything like this.
Right.
And so it's become a little bit more mission-based for me.
You know what's so interesting, Chandra, is I've had a similar feeling in the complete opposite way, which is when we were closed, and online worked, and that was great. But when we reopened, to see the customers walk in and just feel like enveloped by an actual human experience of like, oh my gosh, I can see this and touch this and smell this candle. And so I've almost been re-inspired in the opposite way of like, yes, this matters. This experience matters to people, even if they don't buy a single thing. They just come in and kind of dance around in a real room. It's been cool.
And that's why, I mean, that's a great statement from a genuine retailer, because it's the experience of them being in your shop and I have sort of pivoted to the experience of what the product itself is.
Yeah.
And what they're gonna do with it. And that doesn't mean that they don't have to be in my shop for that. So it's fascinating that we are coming at it from different angles, but like are really happy with what we're doing.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
think there is a lot of value to having a place for people to come and feel special and be enveloped with beautiful things. And, you know, like we may go back to that again, but right now I'm just really enjoying reaching all these people living in Kansas.
That's great.
I mean, it's just so cool how everyone is just sort of redefining
Yeah.
themselves and taking a hard look at things that we just took for granted, you know, in 2019, and, you know, and redefining things and making things work, you know, that, you know, just making it work for you in the best way.
Right. Well, that's a byproduct of when there's a hardship, people become creative, right? And so
And scrappy.
you get scrappy
Yeah.
and you are
Yeah,
taking,
and you
in some
learn
ways
what you
don't
love.
take risks, but you do take risks, as you know, that aren't, you take different kind of risks that are creative, I think. And I think that's something that I'm looking forward to seeing more of what comes out of this season,
Right.
these couple of years. You know, this will be a couple of years of recovery.
Absolutely.
And you know, I'm interested. I want to see new artists, and I want to see new thinking. I want to see new appliques and designs and envelope. You know, I do. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, they say after the Black Plague came the Renaissance. So I think we're all
That's
ready.
true. That is true.
So thank you guys again for all of your hard work. This was a really fun but a big project as well. And thank you guys all for your time. And also, I'm being told that I should remind everyone that Chandra is also being interviewed, and that will premiere on Friday at Noted as well.
Oh, that's great. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It was
All
fun.
Thanks, guys, again.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much to all of our judges for that great discussion. It was wonderful to hear your thoughts on the cards and how you view them, and you know, your process for selecting for your stores. Up next, I'd like to introduce Chelsea Shukoff from Sugar Paper, one of our judges for this year's competition. Chelsea is going to be announcing the winners of our best card from a rookie newbie and also the best just because card.
So first up, we will talk about the rookie newbie card. I feel very emotionally connected to this category because I remember being a rookie newbie and putting designs out into the world. So first, we have Lake Erie. This is a Halloween card that says trick or treat. It is charcoal paper, a craft envelope, gold foil. I love this card because Halloween is very hard to find stylish, beautiful cards. We also have Fine Moments. So this card says cake, cocktails, and candles. It's looks like a math equation, if you can see that, with a gold foil happy birthday. This card is a card I immediately knew would sell in my store. This is the type of birthday card people are always looking for. And this one, which if you are a fan, you will know why this is so cool. So this is Manor Paper Co. It has an illustration of Moira Rose on it. It says, "Never let the bastards get you down." And I wish I had a good Moira Rose impression to say it in her voice, but this one just cracked me up, and I will be personally giving this card. So we'll announce the winner. And the winner is Lake Erie Trick or Treat. Congratulations. Okay. Next up is Just Because. And these cards are great because we all love getting cards just because. The first card I'm going to show you is Up with Paper Luxe. I'm always just amazed by these cards because I still, after 20 years in the industry, don't know how they do this. Like as you open it, the 3D element pops out at you. It's a beautiful greenhouse card. This next one is from Seedlings. The envelope is actually has seeds within it, so you can plant it. And this one says self-care soaks them in, and there's a beautiful scene of a bathtub, and it has gold foil details. And the next one is this really cute card from Inklings. It says miss your face, and then included in the card that fits in the envelope that you can send with it is a face mask. And I am embarrassed to tell you, I can't show that to you today because I used it. So it was wonderful, and I'm taking my judging very seriously, you can tell. So the winner of the Just Because category is Inklings, Miss Your Face. Congratulations.
Congratulations, winners. And thank you so much, Chelsea, for your time judging. Make sure to check out Lake Erie Design and Inklings Papery's booths at Noted tomorrow. Up next, I'd like to introduce Dan Collier from Daniel Richards Showroom, one of our judges for this year's competition. Dan is going to announce the winners of Snarkiest Card and Best Corona Card.
Hey, paper people, it's Dan Collier here in Atlanta, Georgia. And my category today is, my first one is for Snarkiest Card. So our first contender is Noble Works. And this card says, my dentist told me I need a crown. And I was like, I know, right? I can relate to that. I think this is a lot of fun. It's very, and also, and it says, you rule, happy birthday. So it has a great sentiment on the inside. Number 2 is Dear, it says, Dear Universe, why though? And this is Girl with Knife, and it is blank on the inside. And you know, this is, I think this is very universal. Of course it's snarky, but you can use this for sympathy, sorrow, bad day, anything like that. So this card is really universal. I think I enjoyed this a lot. And then in the last category, this is from Space Pig Press. And the card says, thank you for not being a conspiracy-addled, science-denying idiot. I think we know who this card applies to and who it's for. So those are the 3 categories that I had. These were the 3 runner-ups. And the winner is, ta-da, Girl with Knife, Dear Universe, why though? Hey guys, so this is, the next category is Best Corona Card. And our first runner, our first person, our first card is Greetings from Quarantine. And this is from Next Chapter Studios. And this is a really fun, bright, Rizzo printed card with a lot of color and a lot of action going here that I really like. Our next card is, and this is, yes, and this is from Next Chapter Studio. The next one is Quick Brown Fox letterpress, and this is a quarantine bingo card that actually comes with a separate card for your partner to play, and you have little stickers, and it's a lot of activity, and it's some of the squares say things like I hoarded toilet paper, I cut my own hair, I finished a puzzle. So this was the second one, and this is really cute, and we have some letterpress and black ink. And then the last one is from Space Pig Press, and this says, I can't wait to give you awkward hugs again. And this is a letterpress in 2 color, and this is from Space Pig, and this is really nice too. And it comes with a craft colored envelope. The winner of this category is Greetings from Quarantine, Next Chapter Studio. Thanks, guys.
Congratulations to our winners, and thank you so much, Dan, for your time judging. And now I'm going to hand it back to Sarah Schwartz for our last category of the day.
All right. Last, but certainly not least, I have the finalists for the best greeting card wall, which is our lone retailer only category. I go nuts for a good card wall, and it was so cool to see how cards live at retail. Let's meet the finalists. First up, we have Annie's Blue Ribbon General Store in Brooklyn, New York. Owner Ann Cantrell is actually a college professor at FIT as well. And she recently enlarged her card wall about a quarter in size based on her students' recommendations as they analyzed her sales data. Next up, we have Bell and Union, which is both a card range as well as a San Antonio shop. Meg Sutton wanted a sleek and clean but textural way to display greeting cards. Using crown molding to add depth and texture, she layered different styles and sizes the entire height of the wall. Some pieces were then angled out to create shelves for the cards themselves. The overall effect that it creates is just simple and stunning. I mean, the wall itself is 22 feet wide and 12 feet high. And while it sits at the back of the shop, it's the first thing customers notice when they walk in, and it really draws their eyes all around the shop. Meg says it's hard for someone to come in and not leave with at least one card. And finally, we have this hot pink neon creation from Paper Epiphany's brand new flagship store in Portland, Oregon. Victoria Venturi describes her shop as the future. Clean, crisp, bold, beautiful, and refreshing. People are losing their shit over it, she concluded. And the winner is Paper Epiphanies. Blah. Looks like the judges agreed. Congratulations.
Thank you so much to all of our judges, and congratulations to all of our finalists and winners, and also to everyone who entered this year's Noted at Noted. It's a wonderful competition, so many great designs out there. So thank you for what you do and for sharing it with all of us. Just a few things before you go this evening. First of all, of course, I hope you will all join us for Noted, the Greeting Card Expo, which is virtual, and that you will sign in tomorrow and also on Friday to check out all of the wonderful exhibitors, place orders through the GCA Marketplace. You will be able to click right from a booth or from an item through the GCA Marketplace, where you can actually place your orders, and those in the marketplace are offering show specials, so keep an eye out for that. Also, there's a number of really great sessions that are planned over the next couple of days. You can watch those when they occur. Afterwards, they will be recorded and are available on demand. And you'll actually be able to browse the exhibits and visit the platform through May 28th. We're keeping it open one more week just to give you a little more time, because there are so many wonderful things to discover. You might also want to check out Showcase. We're co-locating with that art and design show. So you can see all of the wonderful agents, artists, licensing agents there. And once again, thank you to our judges, to Sarah Schwartz for her help in coordinating this. It was a big undertaking, especially getting creative during a pandemic to get those cards to everyone. And also to the entire Noted committee. It was a lot of effort and time and love and energy that went into making Noted happen for the greeting card community. So thank you. And one last reminder, don't forget to view these wonderful winners at Noted tomorrow.